Today I'm going to talk about why you should consider, if you live in a hot climate, getting rid of your clutch fan on a 3.0 Ranger from 98 to 2011. Actually till 2009, because they stopped making the 3.0 at that time. So this is a clutch fan, and it is heavy on the truck. And what the clutch fan does is it's connected to the water pump. And right now I'm going to hold it tight. And if you notice, this fan spins when it's cool. So obviously I'm holding this and it spins. As it gets hotter, this locks up and then it spins with the engine. So the hotter it is, it locks up more and spins, taking power away from the engine. This is a big, heavy a fan. It's about 10 pounds, and it actually forces a lot of airflow. So it's good at that. Here's the problem with these, and especially in Texas where we get very hot temperatures. So you're driving on the freeway, and this is not locked up, so it's not stealing a lot of power. But you'll go to get off like an exit, or you're changing freeways. Traffic slows down. It goes down about 30, 35 miles an hour. And then you're forced to, once the traffic gets flowing again, to accelerate. So what happens in that time period, this gets hot, it's locked up, it's completely locked up, and it's stealing power from the car. So then you go and you gun it, try to get power going again, go up to speed again, and this is stealing and putting stress on the engine. Now, colder climates, this is not going to be such a big deal because it's not going to lock up as much. But in a hotter climate, this thing's going to be locked up a lot, especially when you're in town driving. So, especially if you're at a stop sign or a stoplight and you're waiting to get onto the freeway, and then you want to gun it to get up to speed and stuff, this is going to steal power from your truck. I've also seen this at real high temperatures, when it's about 110 outside, steal enough power from the truck that it will start throwing other errors. It can cause your fuel to run lean. It's rare, but it can. So getting rid of this is one of the best things you can do to your truck, a 3.0, because of how big and how heavy it is and how much power it sucks. It's easily taking 10 to 15 horsepower out of a 150 horsepower engine when it's locked up. So I'm going to show what I've done to eliminate this on my truck and what process you should consider if you're getting rid of your clutch fan. Alrighty, so I ended up installing the Blackmagic Extreme 180 fan in my 2003 Ford Ranger. And my recommendation for someone putting an electric fan, you want to run at least 3,000 CFM or higher, and you also want to have one that has a shroud, which forces the air through the radiator. So I don't recommend just a fan that you just use the zip ties and put on directly on the radiator. I do actually recommend one of these fans. Now, these are not cheap fans. It's like $300 some odd. Because I live close to a Summit Racing, I was able to get this in their clearance section for 150 bucks. And I know not everybody can do that, but I do recommend 3,000 CFM or higher, and one with a shroud. Wiring is really easy. All you have is you need power, ground, which goes straight to your battery. If you have AC, the red wire on the kit goes to the black wire with a yellow stripe or gray stripe. You just tap into it, and then I run the green wire directly to the battery. So because I rent this truck, the fan will stay on and cool it when it's parked. That is just something I do. That's up to you. I like the fact that when it's 105 out, if someone rents this truck, when it's sitting in the parking lot, it's cooling itself down. But if you don't like that design, you would have to take this green wire to a key on source, so that when the key's on, the fan runs. The other thing you have to do is the brackets and I screwed them in to the fan for this, but you could just wrap the brackets right over. You don't have to do what I'm doing. I wanted to make sure, because the rental doesn't come off, but you would have to screw it in like this. You could simply just bend these over if you wanted to, and go from there. I just wanted to take an extra precaution with this and make sure there was no issues. So the other thing is you have to upgrade the alternator to 130 amp. I will put the link in the subscription. What's cool about the Rangers is they offered a 130 amp model. The standard alternator that comes is 95 amps. It is not enough. These fans need about 40 amps. So the 98 through the 2000 B400 Mazdas came with 130 amp alternator, but it's the same wiring. So you literally can just replace the alternator. You don't have to change any wiring and you're good to go. So I bought that alternator, fits directly in, so now I have a 130 amp alternator. You have to do it. If you don't do it, then you're not going to have enough power and you'll start having other issues. But it was a simple install, only took a few hours, and I was able to get rid of my clutch fan, go to an electric fan, and I have it set to the fan. Obviously when the AC is on, the fan runs, but otherwise I run it at 180 degrees, which is a safe level. You can turn it down a little bit if you don't want to run it so much. I mean, up and go to like 190, 195. But in a hot climate, I like it because it brings down the truck to a safe temperature. But that's all it takes. And you get horsepower. The truck runs so much better not having the clutch fan, especially in the hot weather. And I would strongly recommend doing this, especially if you don't like the horsepower, or if you feel your truck is struggling when you go from a stop in the hot weather to flooring it and trying to get up to speed. It greatly helps. So I'll put the links to this fan, everything else in the description. Please like and subscribe.
So if you like this video, go ahead and smash the like button below. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, go ahead and click the subscribe button and the bell if you want some notifications. See you next time on Chasing Mustangs.
Thanks.
All right.
Great job.
Yeah, I see it like literally every day.